There is no limit to what some men will do for money, especially a man like Morris Buttermaker.
No, I really appreciate this. It's just a damn shame that none of the fathers had the time for it. God knows if I wasn't so busy down at City
You
Hall.
got my check, Whitewood?
Even if it meant coaching an unlikely group called the Bad News Bears. It was a team of superstars like Mike Engelberg, Rudy Stein, Reggie Tower, Ahmad Abdul-Rahim, the incomparable Ogilvy, Timmy Lupus, Kelly Leak, the Aguilar brothers. With a team like this, there is only one way you can go.
Cups and supporters. Gotta be worn at all times. Well, either you wear them, get that one.
There it is.
Ahmad Abdul-Rahim, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Blunt. What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now. I say this and I say it with all sincerity. We could just turn the lights off, cue up the movie. We'll watch it for 2 hours, man. I can't get enough of it. I've watched it 150 times at least.
Well, let's do 151 then. Let's get the popcorn, turn the lights on.
Mystery Science Theater style.
And the old, I'm telling you what, the 70s trailers almost seem like a mini movie. So we usually we fade to gray on those because they're so long and so great. How have you been, man?
Man, I've been excellent, man. How about yourself?
Yo, we're all just, we said it before in the last segment, but just so you know, we're all huge fans. Man. It's an honor to have you here, man.
Man, it's my pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
That movie is an American classic, and we'll get into, why it is, but I don't think there's ever been a movie since the 70s that really got it right.
Right.
And held the test of time like that. When you look back, like especially at like kid movies, you know what I'm saying? Movies that were directed at kids, they were so off and so like, you know what I mean? And when you look back, you're like, it was cool, but we don't, we ain't there anymore.
Right.
You can watch the Bad News Bears, all three of them, but in particular the first one for me, it was like life changing. You know what I mean? Because it was real. The way they talked to the kids, the way you know what I mean. You guys did it, and it's amazing actually when I contacted you, man, and I talked to a few other people that were down with the movie and that were in the movie. It seems like everybody has like such a love for each other, man. Whereas in other spots they're disconnected, they don't really know, they're not really. You guys, like, I don't know if it was because the age when you guys first shot that it formed that kind of bond, but I know it was like nothing but like good words for each other and back and forth, like, oh man, I want to talk. Right. Oh, it'd be so good to talk to him and blah blah blah. And
well, it's family, man. You're on the field all day long playing baseball and filming a movie. So what happens is you build that bond, and then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we got to go home. No, let me spend out at your house. So let's go to your house. Well, let's do. So we hung out, man. We didn't just film the movie. We hung out.
So tell me, man, how do you get a role like that? Like, how did you start in the business? Even before you got the role, I know you were in car wash.
Right.
Car wash was before, right?
Car wash was after.
After. Wow.
I got there's a big story to car wash.
Okay, but so tell me before, what was the first? We all are. We went to his house in Northridge. We all are. We know. Man. So what was the first one then? Tell me what the.
Oh, the first one. I started with the commercial.
Because we saw the commercial. Yeah.
Now, what commercial did you see?
I want to say a Hostess one.
It was before that. I did one before that. It was something. Now, if you're old enough, you might remember this. It's called Space Food Sticks.
What?
From the
freeze dried
space. It was like some.
Oh yeah. They took them to the moon at one point. I think it was like freeze dried.
Right. Well, I did the initial commercial for that junk. Right?
Wash that down with some Tang,
Yeah. So we did that, and then after the Space Food Sticks, I did like a lot of print work and modeling for like certain little catalogs. Nice. And one day my mom pulls up to school to pick me up like a mad maniac, and I'm like, oh, what did I do wrong at home? I must have did something. But she's like, you got to audition for a movie. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. She's like, what's it about? It's about baseball. Now, I hate baseball.
What?
I hate baseball. That's news to you. I hated baseball. Wait. Hated baseball before.
That's it, yeah.
And what happened was she was like, you should just go and do this audition because you never know. I said, I hate baseball, so I'm pretty sure I know. I don't want to do it. Well, she said, well, just try it. You might like it. You might like it.
And you were how old about?
I was 6? 11 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
11 years old. I was a Laker fan, so I was basketball, football. I didn't think about baseball at all. I knew the Dodgers existed, but,
Yeah.
So to make a long story even shorter, I go to this interview just because my mom says, well, let's do it. I go, and she said, you want me to buy you a Dodgers uniform or something, a Dodgers shirt, a hat or something? Nah, let me go to where I go. So I went with jeans on, T-shirt and my hat backwards like I always do. I get to the audition, and there's 1,012,000 kids, all in baseball uniforms, playing catch, talking about playing baseball, chewing bubblegum, and I'm like, you know what? I really feel out of place. I'm gonna go sit in the corner. I sit in the corner. This guy comes up to me and says, "You look like you don't want to be here." I said, "I don't. I hate baseball." And he said, "Good. I'm Michael Ritchie. I'm the director. You just got the part."
Wow.
Wow.
So I thought he was lying. So he said, "Well, what's your name?" and sent me home. So I get home. My agent says, "You got the part." The next day I go to Paramount for the picture taking and measure me for the uniform. 1,012,000 kids, no black kids this time. So I was the first Bear chosen and I didn't even read a line.
Wow.
They wanted that attitude, that Muslim. I didn't know.
They said everyone hit the showers.
Get out of here.
But we got our man.
We got a mod.
Sweet.
Luck, they say it's 90% luck and 10% talent. So
Well, there it is.
Full attitude. I love
And
it.
I mean, what
There
a
it
game
is.
changer for
Wow.
not only for you but for the movie. I mean, that was the kind of impact. So
very much.
So
Very much.
you were the first dude cast.
Yeah.
When did it start filming? Like when I know because I read somewhere that somebody flew to New York to do some stuff. They were
Right.
looking. They were
Right.
looking through the whole U.S. for these
Yeah,
people.
they were
or-
still looking for cats, man. They went all over. I mean, we got cats from New Jersey, New York. I believe we had Texas.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Everywhere. So we finally got the team together, and then they told us, well, we're going to teach you how to play baseball. So we practiced for about maybe a month and a half.
And where did you practice at? Is
We
that the
practiced
same-
at the field. They built the field just for the movie.
Oh, wow.
So we
at
practiced
that park at what's the name of the park?
It was Mason Park.
Mason Park. Yeah.
Wow.
They actually built the dugout, built the snack bar, and everything was built by Paramount because they wanted to make their own. They wanted to have their own thing set up the way they wrote it.
But there was a regular diamond there. There was nothing, it wasn't all the accoutrements.
I don't believe that.
No?
No, I don't believe. I think they just
Just
constructed
grass,
it.
just straight grass.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think they built
Oh, wow,
the
that's
field,
great.
and
That's
that
great.
allowed them the freedom to do whatever they wanted. I think because we had it for so long. We had it for months. So after that, like they taught us how to play, and then after about a month and a half, they said, "Okay, now you're actors. Act like you can't play." And that's where I love baseball because I got to play it, and I took time to play it, and it was like, "Oh, this is a good game right here. This is cool." And I got pretty good at it, if I may say so myself,
There you go.
But it's a cool sport, man. So that's how I love it, and of course, I love it now.
And so that's what is that 1975 when they first cast it because it came out in 76. So you could have it shoot probably
1976, right.
Right. Now I read somewhere that Brandon, so he was the star of the show because he came from The Courtship of Eddie's Father.
Yes, sir. It's my boy.
So when I read somewhere else that people who were around that area at the time when they would come to watch to see what was going on, that was the guy that they came because nobody knew Kelly Leak at the time or knew
Right.
you
Right.
guys were all unknowns as far as that, and he was the guy, the Yankees pitcher, Brandon Cruz.
And Tatum O'Neal, though.
And Tatum,
Yeah.
that's true. She
Right.
won an
Tatum,
Oscar, actually.
right.
But that was her second movie, so the bad news, she went straight from winning the Oscar in Paper Moon
Right.
to That's Right.
And
yeah.
she wasn't Shaquille O'Neal's sister, but everybody believes it. So
Thanks for clearing that.
I know everybody's been asking, but no. Tatum O'Neal is Ryan O'Neal's daughter, and no relation to Shaq.
Hey, you never know.
Hey. He got around.
They say the Kardashian is an OJ now, so, hey.
Yeah.
And so what do you think? I mean, when I'm sure you've got someone's asked you this a million times, but and I know the answer, but tell me, when you were shooting a movie like that, you're happy you got your first role, it's cool, you're getting paid, you're doing thing, but you think when summer's out, it'll come out. You tell me. I mean, I'm guessing. Like, did you think it would have the impact? Do you think that you'd be here? I mean, I'm not good at math, but I'm going to guess 30 years later, 30-something years, that we'd still be talking about a movie about baseball and kids playing it. You know what I mean?
You hit that one out the park. 30 years later, nobody ever thought that it would be such a significant movie in sports history.
Right.
Even though people talk about the Hoosiers and stuff, that movie, they think those are great movies. Well, for children, the Bad News Bears was it. Because when you're young, you look up to Davy Lopez or Steve Garvey, and then you're thinking one day I'll grow up to be
Thurman Munson.
Oh, here we go. The hat.
You had the Lakers hat when he came in. I don't know.
I respect that. But it's true though. Wherever you grew up and whatever your team was, you thought, well, one day I could be that person.
Right.
Well, when you're a kid, the Bad News Bears, you saw somebody your age playing baseball now. I can do that now. So it was really significant in guiding people's careers, you know, as baseball players, just as people, because it kind of said, well, I can do whatever I want, especially in my case, because of being a young black kid in the 70s, we didn't have too many opportunities to do anything like that. So for me to do that and to be able to just curse and drink beer and do whatever and travel, I mean, yeah, it was really.
No, and listen, that's why. I mean, that's why it was so powerful when you were like, "Yo," it was well written when you asked for 44.
Right.
I mean, I was like Reggie, and it was like, nah, it was Hank Aaron. You know what I mean? And that's how we did it. I mean, I read things when Mickey Mantle was a player, like you couldn't play Little League, and number 7 was like. It was like winning the lottery. You couldn't get it because every little kid was like, I want number 7 in New York. I mean, that was the thing. I'm sure it was a lot of places, but number 7, everybody, you fight over that number, like the star player, and get that. So when you were like, yo, 44, I got that. I was like, yo, Hank Aaron was the first baseball player. I remember in 73 as a kid in New York and buying like the first pack of cards, everybody would get around and be like, let me see, you got a Hank Aaron, because that was the card to get. Like if you got that, you made money. It was almost like gambling, or you'd buy for a dime or 15 cents or whatever cards
you could
were
throw
back
out the
then.
rest, just keep
Yeah,
that.
because we didn't. I mean, we wanted other cards, but if you got the Hank Aaron, it was like it paid for a whole new round because it was worth something to people. So the fact when you were like, yo, I want to be 44 Hank Aaron. What did Hank Aaron play? Well, I want to play that too.
Right.
I'll play that too. Like that's how it was, and that's why. I mean, the layers of that movie are so fantastic, and it was so well written. You know what I mean? And then people who don't want to play, whose parents drop them off. You know, like it's like a babysitter. Or you're expected to play. The guy who wrote the check for the team. You know what I mean?
Or knowing you don't have to be that good, but you could still start playing.
And that's basically what it was really all about, because if even now in youth sports, you go to high school games, the parents are crazy. They try to push their children to be whoever they want them to be, but the kids just really want to have a good time.
Right.
And that's basically what the Bears were doing. And even off the field or off the camera, we wanted to have a good time. We didn't think we were filming a movie. So to answer your question about the impact, we were just playing baseball. We didn't know how much money we were making. We didn't care.
Did you guys know who Walter Matthau was at the time?
We knew who Walter Matthau was. We knew who Tatum O'Neal was, but we knew who Brandon was because everybody watched The Courtship of his Father.
Sure.
But we were playing baseball, and we had a good group of guys, and we were all friends.
Excellent.
That's so great. We're going to take a small break, and then we're going to be back and talk more about the Bad News Bears with Erin Blunt.
Nice one, Allison.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ahmed, even Hank Aaron peels the old eyelids before he takes a swing.
Maybe I should try left-handed.
No, not just yet.
Yeah, that sweater though.
Hey, did you see those guns?
70s style, yeah. Smith and Wesson, each side, man.
Damn.
Listen, where was that? We don't even know. You don't even know, huh?
I can't remember.
I know. It's one of those things. And you know what? I know in the Valley, because I grew up in the Valley. I came from New York, lived in the Valley. There was only a few, and I want to say on Balboa there was a batting cage, and I'm trying to, but I don't know.
Sepulveda, right?
Yeah, there was,
That one's still
but
there.
that's not the Sepulveda one.
No.
Yeah, that one's still there. It's like Castle Golf or whatever. But
I have
Yeah.
no
that's
idea.
one of those. Well, I'm going to suss it out. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to get at you.
And then you have to come with us.
I'll definitely, because I
Definitely.
need to see if I still got my.
No, I
swing.
don't even know if a lot of those are still there. I think most of those are gone. That's what we were talking about earlier about the ice skating rink about to close, and people are online doing like Mortal Kombat or
Taking selfies.
Taking selfies.
that, and
and
it
then
takes up
nobody's
so
going
much
to
real
batting
estate,
cage.
and
Yeah,
then
it's
it's not bringing in the
expensive.
money.
It's brick and mortar.
They could just
what are you
throw
going to
some
charge
shitty
to
condos.
do? What are you going to charge to? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you got
A couple
Wii
of
Fit
hacks.
now.
But I would tell you,
Yeah, right.
I had that almost broke my window. I was like, but hey, listen. I hit the 90 miles an hour. That one, I'm
Babe
nice
Ruth,
with it. I'm
you
nice
went into
with
the
it.
Babe
I'm
Ruth
telling
box?
you, I'm nice. Yo, my elbow always stays up, and I see it, and bang, it's just banging
It
up.
wasn't a bunt?
Nah, bro, at the batting cage?
See, that sounds good.
Shame on you,
We
man.
got to go to the batting cage.
We should. Hey, let's
go.
throw one. We'll do it. We'll
Yes.
film it.
Do
We'll
it.
put
It
it
doesn't
on.
matter which one. We
Yeah.
can go.
That's what's up.
Hang out.
And before I forget, I want to ask because, and you probably don't. This we'll talk about it. But the Shakey's Pizza, was it Shakey's? Do you remember on the first
It
one?
was Shakey's.
Do you know where it is? No, because there's.
It was somewhere
I'm gonna-
around there.
Listen, we're gonna go further after the show. We're gonna build. We're gonna, and I'm gonna send you things, and you're gonna tell me. hot or cold, yes or no, nah, it ain't it. Because we still look. I mean, that's the premise of what we do. We look for these locations.
Okay.
The pizza one, we have a guy who thought he had it.
Chaz Dempster.
That's it, because I always mess the names up. This guy from Chicago. He has an amazing site. He finds a lot of the movie stuff, and we thought it was when I went down there, and it wasn't the one. It was off of Devonshire, but it was too far south, too far west. It wasn't the one. So that's still unknown where the Shakey's Pizza thing was, that batting cage, and there's a few other
And then
locations.
there's the misconception of with the actual Bad News Bears field over in Westwood.
Right.
That's what I thought it was.
Because they named it, that they've named the dedicated the field over there by Fox. Is it by Fox or whatever?
Yep.
On
yeah, on like Ohio.
Westwood Federal Building over there.
Yeah.
Right.
So people, I see
Ohio,
people check
Santa
in, go,
Monica.
yeah, I'm at the field, and nah, it's not the field, it's a Valley thing.
Yeah, well, that was Bill Lancaster when he was a kid. I think he tried to play there or somewhere around there, and they wouldn't let him play. I think he had a handicap or something.
Yep.
I'm not sure, but they erected that in his honor because he did the Bad News
Oh,
Bears.
that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
That movie and all the stories about it, it's all heart.
Now, who wrote the thing? Was
Bill
that
Lancaster.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And he wrote the third one as well, right? He didn't write two?
Right.
Okay, cool.
If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember.
Yeah, see, for me, that's usually where
we would come
Naco would come
But the
in.
thing that's great about that is, the kids are getting it, but then the parents are getting it. I mean, it hits so many audiences, and it's timeless. And then we're huge Walter Matthau fans from the Odd Couple and the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
And he's a great guy, too.
You couldn't have gotten a better guy for that. I mean, he had the slumped over shoulders.
Yeah, what was he like?
he was perfect.
Half in the
man.
bag.
What was he like?
Oh man, he was almost like my father. He was so cool. He told jokes every 5 seconds. It was a joke. So many jokes that I can't even remember.
Like
not
good
one.
jokes? Or like punny jokes?
Dirty ass jokes.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, thank God, because,
Yeah.
I mean...
I mean, we cussed in the movie, so it was like, well, what's wrong with telling the joke to cussing?
Oh,
him?
of course.
So-
It went beyond that. I
Tanner.
mean, when you're looking at it from a 2013 scope.
Hey, go ahead, you can talk. I'm just saying, if you find the Tanner clip, do we have any, something juicy? Brooks, help me out here, bro.
Let's just say very politically incorrect.
Very, and
I
it was relevant though because back in
Yeah.
those days there was a lot of integration, racism. So the
Of course,
jokes,
and people talk like that.
Right.
I mean, people had
That was the real deal, yeah. And that's how
I
kids
never
talk
knew a
like
time.
that.
I never knew a time when people talk like that. So
Oh,
even
then
watching
you're
it
tripping.
now, I'm a little naive.
you went to the wrong
It
school.
might not even make somebody a racist as much as make a backyard bigot, if you will. And I'm not trying to excuse any type of, but I heard everybody told everybody had a nickname for somebody. You know what I mean? And everybody had a cut on,
But it wasn't
beaners or whatever. I mean,
Mix,
people talk like that, and it's like we don't live in that world anymore, and
No.
it's politically incorrect. But it was never correct. But I'm saying just that
It was
was a
mainstream.
little bit like
it was just language.
amongst
mainstream.
friends, people talk like that, and you'd always have one kid that was didn't care about anything. He played it perfect. I mean, Tanner is like that kid. I mean, smaller than everybody else, but he stuck up for his man Lupus when he got when Brandon stomped him out.
Yeah, when he said I'm gonna put a dick up your ass or something, I mean, and he was little. I mean, he was a little
But that's
kid.
a spark
I mean,
plug.
it was
Everybody
hysterical.
knows a guy like that, black, white, yellow, and different. It's like, everybody know a kid that's like that, scrappy little. And
I'm
just
the Jew.
Comes off the top of the, but just comes off the top. You know what I mean? That's why we didn't tell you those jokes, though.
It's okay, Allison. It's okay.
Have a
still love
baseball
you.
card. Yeah, have a baseball card.
I really want one.
Yeah,
But then
then
the
you
funny-
gonna break up the set. I'm gonna buy you one for Christmas.
Please,
for
please, please.
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah's over.
Hanukkah.
Look, my man Josh just came by with the baseball cards. You can't see him on there, but yeah, you can.
I know that guy.
The Bad News Bears joints. Put Chaz on. You got Chaz on the line real quick?
Chaz.
Chaz, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Chaz?
How are you?
Chaz.
How are you, buddy? Listen, we're gonna make it real quick.
Good.
We already name dropped you. We already checked you. We already told them all what it's all about. What are we still looking for? We're still looking for the pizza place, and that batting cage looked kind of mysterious. You think we can find it or what?
Yeah, dial up
Yeah,
NSA,
hold on,
man.
I'm here.
You think we can find those locations or what?
I'm hoping we do.
All right, man. Well, you gonna get on the case? You got a question for my man Erin or what?
Hit him up.
Yeah, well, I was kind of wondering about if you remembered where the pool was that everybody watched. It seems like my readers really want to know about the pool.
The what?
Oh,
Were
the
there-
swimming pool.
Oh man. Damn, the pool. I have no idea. I don't even remember pulling. No, I have no idea, man. We filmed at so many different locations, different houses. People were willing. Well, they paid, I'm sure, but people were willing to open up their house to get their house filmed in a movie. And
Right.
we didn't care. We just wanted to have fun. So
right.
I couldn't even tell you if you took me to the house. I couldn't even tell you it was the right house.
And that's the thing. And then that's what makes it also what we do and what Chaz does is it's kind of exciting because half the times the people who were involved are like, man, I don't even know. We weren't checking for that. We were swimming. We were doing our thing. Like, and somewhere along the line we'll find the notes, or someone will know, or the neighbor will say, oh, they filmed it next door to my house. I know when it was going down.
And there's always a pool theme for us. One of our holy grails is the Fast Times at Richmond High pool. We got to get into that one. That's the one. And then the Jaws pool. Yeah, and then the Beastie Boys pool. Yeah, there's a pool. Pools always come into play somehow.
So, Chaz, we're going to keep looking for that, man, and I appreciate your call, man. And,
we'll talk to you soon. Website plug there.
One more thing, it was the Pizza Hut, not a Shakey's.
It was the Pizza Hut.
It was a Pizza Hut?
Yeah, it was. Chaz, where can they find your stuff? Because your site has always been informative. It was the Bible for us to get all the locations. Tell them again, where's it at?
It's filmthere.com.
There it is.
Chaz, you're the man. But I got a question for you, Chaz.
Okay.
There's this girl I used to date, man, and her phone got disconnected. Can you find her? No, I'm just kidding, Chaz. Just kidding, man.
Chaz, I appreciate the call, man. We'll talk to you soon, all right, man?
Hey, stay warm in Indiana, man. Be good.
Cool. So man, he's got a great site, man. Originally, when we first started looking up stuff, his was the predominant site, and he would break down movies, break down locations. So he has the Bad News Bears sites up there, and actually, I kind of leaned on him, was like, yo, we got to do in breaking training, and it was like an hour and a half later, he had 5 of the things locked down. I was like, how do you do that? So he does it online too, because he's in Indiana, so he's got a special way of doing it where we usually try to go out and visit the spots. That's as important to us to physically go there, but
take a little dirt from it. That's
cool right there.
Chaz slid into home plate head first.
Yeah, we took. I went back and did it. We brought the wiffle ball bats when we went to the field originally, but we had the wrong spot. I told you that before. We went
to a couple of hacks.
How come I didn't get the call? Why come I
go, man? Well, we were looking at the tree.
You were in the DL list. I think you were in the DL list for something that week.
Damn it!
And so the tree. Let's get back to that because I completely blanked out on the tree. And there is the famous scene where you're in the tree and you're in your underpants. You got the doo-doo-doos. Yeah, well, it was you, bro. You got the doo-doo-doos on. The crime fighters are in full effect. You know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite scene. It's.
But you know what dun-dun-duns are?
No, I don't know any of those words.
You don't know when you wear those tight briefs?
I mean, I assumed it was tighty whities, right?
Yeah, of
course.
Now,
do you know why they call it dun-dun-duns?
Dun-dun-dun. I have no idea. Tell me.
Because when Superman came out and he's dun-dun-dun.
That's it.
I love it.
Crime fighters we call him, run around the house.
That's what you should wear at your birthday party.
Stop. You don't want to listen.
You just blew the surprise now. Thanks.
Dead it. But the tree's still there. You went back. Did you not go back and film something?
We did go back. And it wasn't the same tree that did the film in. Because
that's important.
Yeah, the tree was actually directly across the street from the film, and that tree is probably huge, and I probably couldn't get into it right now. But
really? So it's not in the park?
No, it was across the street.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send you.
I remember the street looked different. Or the dirt. It was like a dirt road and all that back then. And the valley back in '75. I mean, totally different from what it is now.
It was a busy street too, so you can imagine they're looking at a white guy, an old white guy with a young black guy with his dun-dun-duns on, with cameras running. Like, what the hell is going on
Rocking
here?
The V8s, kid. But that movie was right. That was what was great about that movie on so many different levels, man. It was
we were talking about
drinking beer. Yo, when he threw the beer at Tatum, man, I was like, yo, like you could never. That would get a crazy
you could do
rating.
half that stuff now.
Child abuse and that. But I guess you know what. As much as it's shocking, when you look back from like 2013 eyes, I'm looking at it still from 78 eyes, and I miss some of that. It's authentic. Yeah. And I'm not saying that like when I was a kid, my mom even recently, man, on Facebook, she told somebody, she goes, I'll break that spoon off, like let me get my wooden spoon. And it got to a certain age where I was like, get it.
That's my point.
It'll break.
In that era.
But in that era,
you got your ass whooped.
That's it. And it's like, I'm not saying that's a good or bad or whatever. I'm just saying like there's something that's like when I watch that movie, it takes me back to that spot, man. It takes me back to that place, man. Was like we don't live there anymore. That world doesn't exist, and you take the good with the bad in that world, but. I missed that kind of, that kind of vibe. It was a simple world, right? Riding around with no seatbelts in the car, drinking beers, whatever,
smoking everywhere.
And that's coming from 5-0. He's even cool with it. So but I think that's what the appeal is still there because you can feel that it's visceral. You're like, yo, like that world is like gone, but thank God you guys captured it. And it's not even a documentary; it's a movie about about kids playing baseball.
But that was how America was.
It was real life.
Yeah. No helmet needed back then.
Authentic.
Yeah.
The only thing that made it irrelevant was they had a black kid on there as a Muslim talking a lot of shit, doing what he wanted. But that, other than that, everything was relevant, for that era.
Well, that tree scene was a really important part of the movie too. It was one of the most. It was probably the most important scene in the movie. Seriously.
And with that Chill Rob G playing, what does that tell you?
Oh, you guys! It means we're gonna take a little break, and we're gonna be right back.
That's what that tells you.
There it is.
That's what that tells me.
I thought the party was about to start.
I know. We're gonna get to that too. We're gonna talk a little bit about party and bullshit.
Let's do it.
We'll be back in a minute, everyone.
I'm here to diss fighters. I don't trust you any further than I can throw you. You have any doubts?
This is for Allah, and it's going way out there, sucker.
Go, Steve.
Steve! Go! Block! Go! All right!
Beauty.
What?
Beat out the butt. That's a smart play, man. That's a smart.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, like I said, we could watch this forever. I'm actually gonna hit up Brandon. Brandon, if you're watching too, man, give us a call. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, Brandon, get off the surfboard.
What's your favorite Mathau movie besides Bad News?
That's a good one. Probably, you know what? I want to say Odd Couple, but it's really not. Because he's done so many. I have to think back, and I'm like 75 years old, so I can't remember everything. But
Hardly.
But I can't remember. He's done some. He had. I can't even remember the names of them. But
What's that? Walter Matthau
Yeah,
movies?
good Walter Matthau. What was his favorite?
I'm with you, bro. I don't remember, but I love him. He's like a grandfather that he reminds me of like my grandfather. And
he seems like
the
was
Odd
that the
Couple
real
thing
thing
for me was like the really real. You know what I mean? I forget all the Jack Lemmon joints he did or all those type of shits, but he's always good to watch.
But it seems like
not that you asked me, but I'm just saying I was helping you out.
Because he had.
It seemed like that was the real thing. Like he wasn't really straying from who he was as far as being loose and just like a guy from the '70s that just didn't give a crap and just let it fly.
That's more like he really didn't care, But he was cool though, and like Grumpy Old Men, that was a good one. Just him and his boy, just hanging out. That's basically like how he just had fun. It was just
the script must have read well, man, because when you think of it, I mean, like Tatum had just come off of getting an Oscar as a kid at 10 years old for Paper Moon. I mean, Walter Matthau's in, and then they got Brandon. You know what I'm saying? And then it must have read well, where they're like, yeah, I'm down to do that. Like I just got an Oscar, but that'll be the next. Because when you follow up to an Oscar, it's like Michael Jackson Thriller. And you gotta and so you got an Oscar at 10.
Right.
Somebody read that and goes, yo, you are the pitcher of this team. That dynamic works. You know what I mean?
And I will say that the script was written well. It flowed it was just like water. It was just moving, and we didn't really take out too many scenes either. The way it was written is the way it was. I think if anything, we took out a couple of scenes or we added a couple of scenes that were like when I got hit in the balls. That really happened. That wasn't in there. It was supposed to hit me in the head.
Oh, that really happened?
I closed my eyes when it was coming down, and it hit me in the balls.
And they got a stretcher for your balls, bro.
And Brandon was improv. He just did that. And they kept it in there.
See,
it was live. What happened there was live.
See, that's perfect. Man.
So
now let me ask you: do you still have any of the uniform? You got the hat. You got a baseball. What do you got?
Oh, he's
man, I was gonna bring everything with me, man. And you know
you
what?
Really do?
I have the underwears too that are signed. Them little bitty Duntoners too. I wasn't that little.
They must be two-tone right now.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Got the skid marks in them.
You got the jersey?
Got the jersey, uniforms, hats. Wow. I pretty much
got. You did all three.
Did all three.
So you have all three uniforms, and there was an alternative uniform with the spark plugs on the back.
That was three, but they didn't let us keep three.
They just use those as a prop, right?
We had to give three back, but one I got my one.
That's the one. I mean, that's the holy grail, there, man. That's got to go in the museum.
Is that your favorite one?
It is based on what we did in the movie, but going to Houston was off the hook.
And we talk. I want to talk about that as well because they're tearing that down.
Yeah, man.
And my friend's out there actually working on a movie now, Charlie, and I was like, he goes, bro, I'm locked in right now. I would, but I'm like, because I want to go, but I don't have it like that where I can just pick up. And I tell my wife, we're going to Houston, me and my boys, and we're going to go check out a stadium that they're tearing down.
Right.
But I mean, crazy to me, you know what I mean? Like that. I mean, that was such a powerhouse place. I mean, when you think of it, just the scoreboard gets I mean, just the digital scoreboard with the bull and the balls, and I mean, that was like state of the art stuff from '65.
Nolan Ryan.
That was actually the highlight of us being in there watching the scoreboard because it was like, wow, we never seen anything like that. Growing up as a Laker fan, the forum was the forum was the fabulous forum, but the Astrodome was
in
like
a church.
wow,
I mean, it's like
man.
I mean, the
They're
photos
bringing back
I've
the
even.
forum too, no?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's back now.
They're bringing it.
back.
Yeah,
MSG bought it.
they did.
Yeah.
She takes the New Yorker to hook it up. I gotta throw that at you.
That's cool.
But so let me ask you this. So you're one of the few. Who else did all three movies? Because you did all three.
Oh man.
Who else? There's not everybody made the thing. Obviously, Brandon didn't because it was a different team. You guys had
Right.
moved on by that point.
And who did?
It's a good one, huh?
Yeah,
like
it's hard to
It's not
say.
the joke, man.
I
That's
know
it.
David Pollock.
Yeah.
David Pollock, my boy David, was in all three. And I think that might have been it right there.
No.
Myself and David
No.
and Jackie Haley.
Jack
Yeah.
Haley.
Yeah, of course.
Let's talk about him. Now, I asked Kelly, I sent a formal request. Shout out to I won't even say. So, my man, I'm a big fan. I
Right.
mean, that's like the ultimate white boy. When you're a kid and you see dude pull up on the motorcycle and
Greased hair.
I mean, yo, I don't know. Like Kelly Leak is that dude.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so when I first seen him, I'm like, and I have a cousin that looks like Kelly Leak too. So it was like, and I used to look up to my cousin. My cousin gave me my first pocket knife, which my mother took from me as soon as she found it out. He gave me my first BB gun, which was like a German Luger one that used to screw in the
you had that
bottom.
one?
Yeah, and I used to hide it on my turntable. I had my mom's old turntable. You remember, it used to come with like a plastic thing and had a stem that you could play the 40.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so I put the gun right there, and then I closed it. It was like a tinted.
That was a real wheel
she used to run my cell. You know what I'm saying? Like run the room, like cell check, like under the
Tossing your
bed.
house.
Yo, she tossed the whole thing up. And,
That's funny.
and so. That she never looked under there, and I had that joint. And as long as you had CO2, that was the problem. It was expensive
Right,
to buy
getting
those little
And it
whippets.
went out fast.
And had I known you could get zooted off the whippets, I would have made it. We might have committed suicide trying to get high off the gun.
Yeah.
But that was my thing. And my cousin was like the Kelly Leak in my life. You know,
Right.
his name is Jerry Rice, and that's my dude. And it was like he had an Indian motorcycle back then, and he did things that we were
Smoking.
like, yeah, he was smoking and sunglasses and the gun and a blonde girlfriend. So. Kelly Leak was a bad dude,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So to see him in that movie, now I tried to get him on the show, and granted he's doing his thing, and it is what it is. But he's one of those dudes. I mean, he was another him in particular were the two standouts for me. That were like, this movie, like that was the dude. Kelly Leak was a bad mother. You know
he
what I
was.
mean?
And
what was he like?
did-
He was cool. He actually wasn't. He was totally opposite. Everybody always knows the people in their acting, but he was totally opposite. He was just laid back, but he was also older than we were, so he kind of
Right,
was
right.
like
So
did
it's
his
a big
own thing
difference.
anyway. So we were wild and always pulling pranks on people, and he was just like, look at these guys, So he was to himself, but when we got together, he was cool.
Now let me ask you, how was it after the movie popped off, and then you get, you're back in general population with going to school, kids, and you're on the street yourself playing? I mean, how did that roll out? I mean,
Man,
you were the man in the neighborhood.
I never looked at it like that, because my friends were my friends before I started, so
Okay.
it was like they might have told people, hey, that's the guy in the Bad News Bears, but when it was us all like, hey, whose house we spending out over this weekend, or
Right.
or are we going to Magic Mountain, or are we going to ride our bikes to go to Pep Boys and get some reflectors for our bikes, we put the playing cards in the spokes, we just did kid stuff.
That's
Right,
why a
right.
lot of the good cars got wrecked. That's what I'm saying. That you couldn't put a Hank Aaron in the spokes back then. That was one that was like, nah, bro, don't put a Carl Yastrzemski. That go in the spoke. Put a Red Sox in there. Put something we didn't like.
Some Mets.
Or just use
Put some Mets in there. For
Yeah,
sure.
right.
Hold on, I can go across the table for that one, man.
Well, now you can use a Yankees card.
No, now we use Bad News Bears cards, man.
No,
I'm
we
gonna put those in the spokes.
We could put Robinson Cano's card in there now.
Oh yeah, now
Yeah, we lost
accepted.
Robinson Cano as a Yankee.
that
He
was
went
big news on ESPN. All
$90 million difference. I mean, there's a lot I'd do for $90,000.
Right.
$90 million, yo, bro. There's nothing I won't do. Seattle
Mets.
Mariners, or the whole nine. Yo.
I do a lot for $95. Give me $95.
I'm saying, so it's like that. Listen, I hear the music, which means we are going to go to commercial break. I want to hear from you, Brandon. If you out there, give us a call. And I know my man, Mr. T, is going to give us a call, too. So we're looking forward to talking to some more people. And
Call
talking,
us,
that's
man.
it. Scooty
That's
in the
it.
building. We're going
to break the line if you're on the phone right now.
That's
We're going
it.
to do emergency breakthrough.
We're gonna get you on,
We're going to
so.
talk to you anyway.
Looking forward to the Delta Bravo show on T Radio V.
Boom.
Do it to satisfy. People know just what they like to do. Whatever it is, you got it. Long as it pleases you.
Hey cats and kittens, Slim Jim Phantom here. You probably recognize me from my lifetime membership in the Stray Cats. That's me standing up playing the drums, providing the big beat. If you don't know it by now, the Big Beat is about rockabilly music. I'm going to play rockabilly music, I'm going to talk about rockabilly music, and I'm going to start out by playing all of the original favorites by all the original rockers. We got Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, Eddie Cochran, Gene Vincent, Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, the list goes on and on. One by each of those guys going to start out the show right here on T Radio V, radio in TV.
T Radio V, radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Party time!
T Radio V.
I found the greatest invention this week. It's a bed that's made for cuddling. It's called the Cuddle Mattress. And look, you can slot your elbow in.
Oh, my. And what about the remote? That's my biggest concern.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you would seriously.
I already lose my remote and I have a normal bed and it gets like caught in my blanket.
Yeah. You shag in one, and then when you get it all like wet and messy, you sleep in the other. And that's kind of what you need in life. You need like a bed to shag in and a bed to sleep in.
It's the Suicide Girls, Thursday, 6 p.m. on T Radio V.
Listen, I got a show called Roots and Branches right here on T Radio V. Yeah, I got a show called Roots and Branches right here on T Radio V. I want you to stop what you're doing and look at me. T Radio V.
Radio V.
Bill Gates wants to pay you $100,000 to build a condom that feels good.
I invented a tampon.
You'd rather get AIDS than get a girl pregnant?
It is close. I'd certainly rather get a curable STD.
When I eat glass, I eat light bulbs and stuff.
I used to think any woman who had a big dog got that dog specifically to have sex with it.
It's the Obscene Stirs, Mondays at 7 p.m. on T Radio V LA.
I'm reeling right now. That was amazing.
T Radio V.
Go, go, go!
It's a desert in my mouth. Whenever you go to Thai food and you get a dish with meat and rice, ask them to put an over easy egg on top of it.
Oh my God!
And like how eggs
Ooh,
are
I'm
so
getting excited about this egg right now.
T Radio V is where you come to work and you drink and you get drunk.
Forkin' Amazing, Mondays 5 p.m. on T Radio V LA.
Go home.
I heard you missed us. We're back.
I'm Ricky Rackman. I'm Grant Reynolds.
And I'm Tiny Busa.
This is Fork in the Road.
Yeah, he's the drummer of one of the greatest punk rock bands of all time, TSOL.
Yeah,
but, he had the mohawk. He has no more mohawk.
Take your hat off.
It needs to be, oh my goodness.
Full metal jacket.
Oh. Why is it boom? It's
been Bam the whole time.
I thought Bam was stupid, but now it's like boom goes the dynamite.
And Mero Lagasse owns Bam, and their people contacted me, and I don't cook.
Check us out live on Tuesday nights, 7 o'clock. Watch Fork in the Road on T Radio V.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
I'll get him, Marvin.
Right through that, will you?
Catch the rope. Go together. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna get it now, sucker.
I mean, that's it. Sticking up for your big brother right there.
Oh man, why was both our hairs fucked up?
Amazing. That's the way. That's the '70s, man.
Damn.
Hey,
top turnbuckle.
Scooty. You there?
What's up?
Scooty!
What's up?
My little bro.
What's up, man?
AKA Mr. T, AKA Terrence Thornton in the building. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. What's up, man? How y'all doing?
We're good. We're good, man.
Since you're growing up now, man, you know, I got to act like we don't talk all the time, but yeah, since you're growing up now.
Hey, man, real talk, man. You know, we got to do it like that sometimes.
Yes.
Real quick, is the Cowboys over? Who are they playing? They're playing the
Man,
Bears.
I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
No comment, huh?
No, I need Tony Romo to win my championship for me in fantasy, so I'm all for the Cowboys.
So how?
Hey, man, I'm Dallas Cowboys fan till the day I die.
Oh, we know. We already seen the bio, man. I showed Allison here your website.
The cutest kid ever
on the planet Earth, she said. And we saw you. I
beg to differ.
We saw you with Hollywood Henderson. We saw you with I mean, you go way back with all that. So that's good, man. And so listen, let's talk bad news.
Man.
Let's talk Bad News Bears, man. How did that come about for you?
Well, being from the poor part of Dallas, Texas, an agent named Peggy Taylor, rest her soul, she took a chance on me. And she told me I should get an agent and that she should be my agent, and she's guaranteed she could get me some work. And lo and behold, she got me an audition for the Bad News Bears Goes to Japan, which was a really great experience.
Right, and that was in 1977, right?
I'm sorry?
That was in 77, because you had done I seen you had done a lot of print work and stuff like that prior to that, right?
Yeah, I did a couple of things. I was able to do some commercials and different print work, and yeah, it was actually a pretty good experience. It opened a lot of doors for me at the time.
Right.
So who's the better baseball player then? Which big brother, little brother?
I'm sorry?
Who's the better baseball player? Big brother or little brother? Yeah.
Come on, man. You know the answer. Quit fronting.
I give it to Big Brother. I say it's him because baseball wasn't my sport. Football was. Baseball wasn't my sport, though.
It's a black thing.
He said
baseball don't do that.
I mean, so tell us, how old were you? How old were you when you got that?
When I landed the role of Mustafa Rahim in the Bad News Bears, I was 6 years old.
How old?
I was 6.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 13. I was like, yo. I mean, and so what's that like? I mean, had you seen the Bad News Bears prior to that? Had you seen, in break-in training? Were you familiar with the movies? And
I had seen it, but being such a child, I was only 5 at the time the others came out. Well, 4 and 5 rather, and I had seen it, but you don't really take it in as a child. You see it, it's funny, you laugh, but you don't really comprehend what's really going on. Then to be a actual part of it, having a chance to work with such a great cast, I mean, it was all that. I couldn't really describe it at 6, the opportunity to go to Japan. Right. And, Erin and I, being the only 2 black Bad News Bears ever, that that was quite an accomplishment and a blessing, if I say so myself.
Right.
Damn, I was black.
Hey,
man, you were beyond black at the time.
Hey, so when you seen the cutest kid in the world, you're like, you got to put him under your wing, right?
Well, it was cool.
Hold him down.
Yeah, it was cool because I didn't have a brother growing up, so to have him on the set was really like a little brother. Like there were times when he got on my nerves. There was time when I had to he's my little brother, but I had to stick up for him and stuff. That was my little brother.
All right, so give me some stories. I mean, I seen him sticking up for you.
Going off the top turnbuckle.
He gave it to my man on a Superfly snooker move. Give us some behind the scenes stuff. I mean, you guys go to Japan. Come on, he's laughing.
There were so many, okay, like you said, we're the only black guys, so we hung together. Our families, he said that. But our mothers hung together. His father, we all hung together. So we didn't really get to do too much. We were basically just being dragged by our parents around until it was time to film. I mean,
but not in Japan. I mean,
in Japan. Oh wow! We couldn't. I mean, it was so many people. We didn't want to get lost, and we were. We didn't understand what was going on. We were just there to film a movie, so we really couldn't enjoy it as we could if we were older.
Sure. And as a 6-year-old, I mean, what was that like for you? I mean, were you aware of the movies and the popularity of those films and being a part of that? I mean, what's that like at 6?
At 6, it's kind of hard to describe being, that was 36 years ago. Wow. It's kind of hard to really just recall how I felt at the time, but I just know I was having a good time. It wasn't, my dad wasn't like Joe Jackson with his work ethic, so, it was pretty cool just to, do what you're told. Right. I had opportunity to curse at 6 that not many people could do at the time without getting their lips knocked off. But, kids nowadays, they do it all the time.
Right.
Right. Eat that bar of soap, man. That was horrible.
We were talking about that.
No, we didn't need no bar of soap. My daddy had a belt.
Yep.
That's it.
And that belt, that was Brutus. That was I named it.
Wow.
It was just brutal,
All right. Hey, and what about do you still got any of the uniforms left? The hat, something?
No, I wish I did. All I have is thousands of pictures, but
that you do have.
I have some Japanese yen. I still have some of the Japanese currency.
Let's
from
spend
that
it.
time.
That's it. Well,
let's go take it there. Let's cash it in.
So listen, is it okay?
And man, I thought about that one day. I was like, man, I wonder if it's going to be worth anything. So I Googled it, and it's probably I'll be lucky if I got $15-20.
Well, it's the memories, you know what I mean? That's the priceless thing. And then that's kind of why we're here, and that's kind of what we do. When we started out doing, like, urban exploration, we kind of put a twist on it. We're doing the movies, music, true crime. But it's led us to this. I mean, we didn't start out to do this. We started out to do just to see the spots ourselves. Not to, we had no idea it would evolve into a internet TV show, if you will. Right. And we're looking to do a TV show where we all get on a bus and go throughout the U.S. and uncover and discover and look for that kind of stuff, so that we get to talk to you, Mr. T, and you, Erin. You know what I mean? That, like, we could talk to our, we grew up idolizing that. We grew up looking up to that. We grew up, as fans. So it's like, to be here 36 years later for you, and that might be like 40 years for us. I mean, no, we were little. When that movie came out, I'm trying to think, 77, blah, blah, blah.
I was 2.
77.
You were not 2. You were 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll be 45 next week. So whatever it was, I was young. But that movie for me, and we used to watch that movie. It was such a good movie that movies like that and Grease and stuff like that would play at the Dollar Movie on the weekend. So you can go see a matinee, and maybe they throw 3 movies in a row, like Smokey and the Bandit, Bad News Bears, and and so we would watch that over and over, and it doesn't get old. And I'm telling you, with
having a DVD and it's on TV, I mean, you still got to watch it.
It's one of those movies.
It's on. You got to watch it.
There's some movies that I love, but I just don't want to see them again for another 10 years. The Bad News, like you said, if Bad News comes on, all of them, if it comes on, it's just like mandatory. I gotta peep it. I gotta just put it on, even if I'm doing something else. It's a warm feeling that I get from just that era of stuff. So
that's,
I mean,
mad respect,
to get you on the phone, and I appreciate you calling us, man. And you know what? It was glad that it worked out the way it did, because we were supposed to do the show last week, but it gave us actually an extra week that we could get some calls.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: do you mind if I put that website that I showed Allison here? Do you mind if I put that on our site to show the world what we're talking about?
Man, I'd love to, man. Go for it.
I'm going to put that on.
I appreciate just you guys just even considering me to be a part of it.
That's what's up. And now what do you got? You were saying something about you're looking to get back into doing some stuff. What's up, man?
I would love to. Down here in Dallas, the opportunity to be in this business, full time is rare to none. Right. I mean, if you're famous, you can get a Walker Texas Ranger, or if you're famous and you have the clout to make it happen, you can get on a show that says, where are they now? But there's no opportunities down here.
You got to start up the Black Dallas, man. Get the 2.0 going,
Well, we talked about that too.
Else.
We talked about trying to do something, so we talk all the time, man.
Yeah, well, and you know what? The reason I say that, because moving forward, what we're trying to do, I'd like to also we got some ideas too. Maybe you can come with us, and we can go do some stuff and go looking for other stuff and find some locations ourselves. And like you said, we go back to look for the tree. We go see what's in Houston.
Man, if it was if it was possible, I would have been there on the show with you guys.
No doubt. Well, we appreciate that. I heard you got some cold weather out there too, man.
It got down. It's supposed to get down to like 17 degrees down here, and that's rare in Texas.
And it's even colder.
An occasional ice storm or snow, and people freak out just over that. So I couldn't imagine what it would be like living up north or where it's always like this.
Hey, Scooty, it's even colder when you're a Cowboys fan, right?
I don't worry about all of that. See, that's what makes the Cowboys fans so special, because people claim not to like the Cowboys, but they end up in every one of their conversations.
Yeah. Oh, that's because we're forced to watch them every Sunday night.
Nobody else's team.
Scooty, I'll tell you like this, man. In the 70s, because you were younger, obviously younger than us, but in the 70s, even as I'm a Jets fan, but even as a Jets fan, the 1977 when that you remember the poster when the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader poster dropped.
Namath,
when Tony Dorsett and Roger Starbuck. I mean, it was good. I mean, come on, man. And that's when they coined the America's team, because that was a team like, even if you had your team, you were like, I'm with that. Like I said, it goes hand in hand with Bad News Bears, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, Kiss. Even if you were black, Chinese, whatever, everybody's like, Kiss? What? Let me see that. Like, it covered the spectrum. You played with Slime. You had a Stretch Armstrong. You did
Big
that
wheels,
right. I rocked like that
clacks,
too. Okay, of course. So
pop rocks.
Yes, it's that kind of thing, man. It brings these films, man. They pull on the heartstrings, and they will forever do so, man. And it's a blessing that not only that you guys are still around, because a lot of people, man, and maybe not from the trilogy of Bad News Bears, but or there's actually 4, but we will talk about that as well. I'm not loving the 4th one. The first 3 were the ones, but I feel fortunate to be here. So I'm fortunate that, and I think we're all fortunate that we're still here doing, all healthy, doing our thing, talking like we're talking, and I just put that out there.
I'm glad to be here too. I'm glad you had me and Scooty. 'Cause I feel like jumping around.
Yeah, get down.
I came to get down. Hey, man.
Yeah, I'm a hip hop head, so
we're like I said, we're honored to talk to you, man. We're gonna let you go. Listen, I'm gonna keep in contact with you.
We got to get down to Dallas. Maybe check out some JFK.
Wait, I need one thing before we go. Can I get I'm gonna get you, sucker?
Yeah, you gonna get it now, sucker.
Yeah, that's it. She had it. I told her when you called me today. I said, Screw said, hey man, you don't know who it is, but what if I told you, I'm gonna get you now, sucker? And I was like, yeah, I know.
His face was priceless when he said that. His face was just.
Man. We're gonna have to play that again, man. But we appreciate you. We appreciate you calling in, man, and we're gonna keep in touch with you, man. And God bless and all that good stuff. Stay warm, Scooty, man.
Thank you.
All right, have a good Christmas.
We'll do, man. Love you guys.
All right,
man.
love you too, man. I'm coming out there soon, so get ready.
Have a good one here.
Yes, all right, man. I'll talk to you.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Name the
more
song.
Bad News
What
Bears.
song is it? Come on.
Don't do
Come
that
on.
to
What
me.
song is this?
This is freestyle. This is
Nah.
Here he goes.
Oh, come on, man.
Tremere.
Wow.
I can't even hear it.
Africa Bombada and the Soul
I can't even hear it.
Force,
I couldn't even hear it.
Yeah.
Look,
hey, turn them up on the headphones. We'll be right back, y'all.
We're back.
Yo, we're back. Come on, man. I put a whole folder together, man. You coming back with the same music that we went out to. We got no throw the ball Joey videos, man. Damn it, Brooks.
That's it. He's off the team.
Yeah, you're out of the band, Brooks. Listen, Brandon's been waiting long enough. Brandon, are you on the line? Can you patch Brandon through? We got Brandon Cruz, ladies and gentlemen, on the line. We've been holding him up long enough. We messed up his video. We don't even got to throw the ball, Joey. Brandon, are you there, my man?
I'm here. What's up, bro?
Brandon, what's up, bro?
You remember the last time I saw you, Brandon?
What are you doing, man?
Hey, I'm just hanging out, man. Why aren't you here?
Why are they here? Because I'm in Alabama.
They don't have surfing in Alabama, do they?
I'm hanging out in Alabama, man.
Now, do you remember the last time? You remember the last time we saw each other?
Yeah, it was at Paramount Studios.
Right.
What year are we talking about?
When we were actually auditioning to be ourselves in the new Bad News Bears.
Right.
Wow.
And we didn't even get the parts of ourselves.
We didn't
get that.
That was, and I thought about that too, Brandon. I was like, how did we not get that part?
That's crazy. When was this? For the 2008 one?
Yeah.
With
Billy Bob.
Yeah.
Now,
Billy Bob Thornton.
Brandon, this Danny Boy. Listen, I got to tell you, The first three for me are genius, but I wouldn't even have watched the two. I pride myself on I've never watched the Billy Bob one. I wouldn't want it to corrupt any. You know what I mean? Any of the perfectness that is, especially one. But all three of them, you know what I mean. But one, like I said, is that's the holy grail of like sports movies for me, and I've seen them all. So and you as
Danny, that movie could not be done today.
Nope.
I mean, Chris Barnes had lines in that it would be rated NC-17 if it came out today.
If you could even get it to come out, I mean, nobody would put money behind that. You know what I mean? But
there was some of the wrongest stuff ever uttered by children on a movie.
100%. But I'll tell you what, we had talked.
That we got away with, but then there was also some amazing social commentary on it, like Erin's part. Yep. Come on, Mr. Blunt there had some classic lines that meant something. 30, 40 years later, I watched it with my kids, and they're like, "Oh, what?"
Right.
Like, no, okay, well, that part, don't pay attention to that part, but listen to this part coming up.
I love when the kids are making the martinis.
Good movie.
Oh, yeah. But it was also significant, like I said, with me being a Muslim at that time, the Muslims, you would look at Malcolm X, but you wouldn't see a young kid, being defiant like that on a baseball field. It was just, it was groundbreaking. Like you said, some of the words that Tanner said, they were a little, Al Sharpton should have got involved, but it wasn't like that. It was a baseball movie.
Of course.
And it was just things that happened. It was real
and as far as the Al Sharpton thing, I disagree in the only sense that that's how kids talked.
Right.
Kids didn't have, they don't have filters, and they hear it at home. That's it. Usually when you're looking back, we know, hey, that's what you heard at home, because that doesn't just come out of someone's head. It's going back to the Mandela thing, like we were saying, like as you said about racism. You know what I mean? That's something it's learned. You know what I mean? Kids don't come with that. Yeah. It's learned. And he said if it can be learned, then you can also learn how to love. And love is the powerful one, and we can teach love. And when I watch the Bad News Bears, it's perfect in its entirety because it encapsulated the 70s and the mindset and the genuine. It comes off, like I said, like a documentary. It's authentic as can be.
Right.
And as you throwing the ball, Joey, I mean, tell me about that. You were already a star. You were already a huge star. Every time I read something about the movie, they're like, yeah, we came to the park to see the courtship of Eddie's father. We came to see Brandon Cruz.
Yeah.
Tell me the process behind that. You had already done TV for how many years with the courtship of Eddie's father?
Let me see. I was 13 in 1975 when we filmed Bad News Bears. So I was 3 years out of Eddie's father, which I did from 6 to 10, which would have been 68 to 72. So by the time 75 rolled around, I had already done tons of guest spots, a movie or two, some commercials, just a bunch of crap. But that was kind of my retirement movie. I was heavily into surfing and skateboarding. I was back home in Oxnard. I really didn't, after Eddie's father, I didn't have to audition for like a couple of years. And then when I had to audition, I was like, what are you talking about? I never knew that you had to audition after you first got a part.
Because you started so young, right?
Walk-off home runs.
They just kept giving them to me, and they're like, oh, yeah, they want you to audition for this movie, Bad News Bears, with Michael Ritchie. Now, I knew who Michael Ritchie was, from his previous work. And Stan Jaffe was a known name because, I called Bixby, and I'm like, hey, they want me to audition for this movie. And he goes, well, those are two top-notch guys right there, and I got a lot of respect for them. So I went there, and I was actually reading for a different part, and Michael Ritchie said, you know what, try this one. We don't need you to be Eddie. We want you to be some badass kid. Right. So he cast against type, and it was the first casting that I'd ever been at where they didn't want me to be Eddie, which was great for me because I didn't want to be Eddie anymore either. I had just heard the first Evo compilation tape that came back from Ohio with Captain Beefheart and Frank Zappa and Jimmy Carl Black, who were all friends of my mom's.
Wow.
So I was getting into trippy music, listening to Dr. Demento, loving Black Sabbath and stuff. Yep. And so I was into, I was already smoking pot. I don't think I drew a sober breath on the set of Bad News Bears.
Really?
Wow. You started young,
well, he will have to remain unnamed because I couldn't get a hold of him today. Me and another cast member met a girl from across the street who was a bit older. She was 19. She had weed. She was smoking hot. She'd have to be an extra on the set. Took my virginity in the dressing room.
Wow.
Pretty awesome movie.
It's a good
Wow.
story.
Hey, that's the life of a Yankee, man. It's the life of a Yankee.
That's the grand salami right there.
That's
Gotta
it.
love it.
Hell yeah.
That was not bad. That was not bad at all. The woman who played my mom, God, I wish I could remember her name, but her ass and those dittos look so good. Stoned, horny kid. That scene that you're talking about, where I get slapped by Vic Morrow, it turned into a rather iconic part of the movie, and even years later, there was a hardcore band from Maryland called Throw the Ball Joey.
Wow.
Nice.
That's great. See?
I mean, we were my old band. We were on tour, and we rolled through town, and they opened up for us.
Wow. So that must have been surreal for them as well.
Damn.
Because, there's bands like, what was the one that they named after the Chicago movie? Of course, I'm going to drop the ball on this one. I should be throwing the ball. But there was one, Ferris Bueller's or whatever, they had that, I don't know, Jump for Joy or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
So after
there was a band called Sweep the Leg, Johnny. Too.
That was there's that.
Karate
I'm gonna think of the thing at 2 hours from now. I'll
wake up in a
Facebook you.
cold sweat.
But there's a famous one. But so after the Bad News Bears, then you start doing the Nardcore thing. I mean, how many years after that? Was probably 5 years after that too, right? So you're doing the Dr. No thing.
Well, I got real lucky because some of us from Bad News Bears were sent to different cities to go sign autographs and open up the movie. I think the rest of the crew, because I wasn't in the second movie,
right?
They wouldn't bring me back. There was talks to make me a bear because I basically had abandoned the Yankees by dropping the ball at Vic's feet and walking away with my hot mom. And there were talks about it, but then I didn't get it, and I guess they threw me a bone, and they sent me to London for the premiere of Bad News Bears in London.
Wow,
and this was in 1976 in July.
Wow.
So in July 1976, I go to London. It's like July 1st, July 2nd. In the same hotel I was staying in, the bell guy, the guy at the front desk goes, "Oh, there's some other Americans staying here. They're in a band." The Ramones were staying there.
Oh wow!
Damn. See.
Wow.
I got introduced to Johnny. He knew me from Eddie's father. I got to meet the whole band, and they said, "Hey, we're playing on July 4th. You want to come to the show?"
Big time.
I hadn't really heard the Ramones before. I was 14. I went. I met Ray Gange.
That's my boy. Yeah,
I met
shout
a
out
whole
to
bunch
Ray.
of other people, and then that night in Sheffield. Now, why my grandma let me go to Sheffield from London with a bunch of punks
from Queens
at 14, I don't know. But we went and saw the first Clash gig with the Sex Pistols.
Wow!
All in the same day.
Yeah.
And so by the time I came home from England, I'm telling all these people about punk rock. They're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Bringing everyone to school.
It's 1976. But I stopped in New York on the way back and went to CDs and went to Max's Kansas City.
Nice.
And, met Wayne County and met just a bunch of, seen people from way back to where I met Howie Pyro.
I mean, I'm kind of jealous because they sent me to Compton. I met Ron Ron.
Right throughout your wallow there.
They sent him to London. That's off the hook, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. So then, by the time I get back to LA, the '77 scene was starting to roll off, and I knew some guys that knew the Germs. I knew some guys that knew the Screamers, and at 14, 15, I'm hitchhiking, trying to get rides to Hollywood to go to the Mask to see bands, and I kind of got out of the scene actually until about, from '77, '78, I kind of took a little break mid '78 and
was that when
fought
Kung
with
Fu?
Sports to get out of high school. And once I got emancipated, before I turned 16, I was down there, just doing my thing. Then I went on a big surf trip, went all over the world surfing. So I came back, and the scene had totally changed from like this cool, everybody digs everybody, big family thing to, like Black Flag playing and all the HP punks coming up and it was super violent.
Right.
I kind of like waited for a bit, and then, just living on the beach in Oxnard, bands started popping up. So in '81, I joined Dr. No, but I had a band in '79.
Nice. Wow.
Well, you mentioned an interesting name before with Vic Morrow. You mentioned an interesting name before with Vic Morrow.
His dad in the movie.
Yeah, that ended up dying.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
I remember you had a piece.
Him.
Well, it's just a weird little.
He got his head.
Cut off,
decapitated on the set of Twilight Zone.
Right.
And the two other kids died as well. But it was weird because it's just like the 6 degrees of separation. He was also his daughter is Jennifer Jason Leigh from Fast Times, which is just weird how they all, which is another favorite. And we've done a Fast Times at Ridgemont High episode, but it's just weird how they all
comes together.
All come together. Brandon, listen, man, I really appreciate you giving us a call, man, and it was. I feel like we got took into school on that as well, man. And shout out to Ray Gans, too, because that's a good friend of mine as well, man. He's actually hit a few locations for us. But listen, when you get back to L.A., man, we all got to hang out, man. Aaron, me, you, we'll go hit some balls at a batting cage and whatnot, all right?
I'm going to have an Alabama Slammer now.
That'd be awesome, man. We got to film that. That'd be classic. Where a few of the other Bears are hanging out, too. And we got to go check a DJ set out by Erin, too.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm always ready.
We appreciate the call, man. Stay in touch, Brandon, and I wish you well, my friend. Listen, we'll be right back. It's the Delta Bravo Show on T Radio V, and we'll be right back.
What I want is to see every boy in America out on the baseball field playing the great game of baseball. Thank you.
Well, this is the moment we've been waiting for. It's opening day. Now, I'd like to call your attention to our new scoreboard. Name and memory of Tommy Martin playing our league.
Look out! Get back! Get off the field!
Trouble.
That Kelly Leak, man. Let's hear it.
Man,
come on.
See, nowadays he'd have got shot right around second base.
My man Brooks, who you met, who takes the photos and helps us with all this tech stuff, he was a motorcycle guy back in the day. Now, that hitting that fence would have hurt. That's some stuntman stuff right there. That he got it bruised. He got bruised up on that one. And listen, while you're back there, look for the scene. We still haven't played his scene, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to reveal it. You don't know? Brooks, man. No, he's out of the band. You do me a favor. Go back there and go find it for I'll go get it.
You guys talking about Kelly?
We got one more. We got one more.
That
thing.
But we need to find that because it's like having you on. It's like we doing a show. We're not doing jump around. Like he needs to have. I want to hear his thing. Yeah. So let's fast forward. So you did all three. How many years all in? So 75. You get the gig and it goes.
Till 78.
And every year they just kept making them, huh?
Every year, every summer.
But that's got to feel good, man. I mean, looking back, I mean, I didn't appreciate stuff, being gainfully employed and doing your thing. It feels good that that 3 movies. It's a lot. It's a good series. It's a great run.
Going out of the country, going out of state. I
mean, Japan.
I mean, that's something for a kid. I mean,
well, that's why I said Japan was. I was too young to do anything. Like if I went to Japan now, Houston was good because there was so much to do in Houston. Right now, Houston's you can go to Houston and have a ball.
Right.
L.A. I was born in L.A., so the Valley that was really nothing special.
What was your home base in L.A.?
I was in Carson.
Okay, cool.
See Arson. You know, but and I'm still there. You know, Carson is, and all my friends there. You know, I grew up there. I feel comfortable there. And it was like, you know, I could have moved.
We've gone to see a soccer game over there at the Home Depot every now and then.
StubHub. It's the StubHub now.
Oh, is that it?
Oh, they changed the name of it?
Yeah.
It's actually nice. I'm not a soccer guy. I mean, I like the Irish team. We like it because we're Irish, but he took me to the Galaxy, and we actually had a good time. It was really fun. So
when Beckham was there, and beautiful stadium.
Oh yeah, it is state of the art. You know,
it's quick to get there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, so that's how that went. You know, it's bottom line. It was the fun was in Houston because they had Astro World. They had, I mean, you know, it was some things that kids could do in Japan. I wanted to go to the clubs, but I was only 13.
Right.
And then when I was, in Northridge, that was just like I could drive back home and do whatever I wanted. So Houston was actually the best time making.
Right.
Yeah, but the experiences, all three experiences was awesome, man.
It seems like you're the only one with the uniform too, man. I want to see proof of life, man. I'm going to ask you to send some photos that we can post, man. People want to see these things.
Man, I live 30 minutes away. We can come up here.
Let's bring it.
So you can see, because a picture might lie. I might not have it.
Hey, we can get the West Wiffle popping finally.
We're trying to put a wiffle team together, man. We got a lot of people. Slim Jim, you met Slim. Shout out to him as well, man. He does a show here. We either going to put a bowling team together or a wiffle. Now I know off the top it probably seems a little square biz, but we have fun. We do our thing.
Man, it's nothing square when we have fun.
We do little. We've done a few bowling things and we all like wiffle. So either one, we're gonna put a team, man. You got to get down with the team, man.
Okay, let's do it. Miniature golf.
Pure good Americana, just 70s fun.
Old school.
When everything was just pure and easy.
Right. This dude will break out a tall boy. You like that?
And that's what it's all about.
Did you guys find that clip?
There's uploading it. It'll be there in a minute.
I can't. One says no, one says yes. Man, now I'm starting to feel like Todd, my boy Todd.
They found the clip. It'll be a couple minutes.
A couple minutes. He's got to pull it off the file, huh? Man, Wise, I'm going to say once again, bro, thank you for your assistance, and you fucked me at the drive-thru. My man, I mean, you half the files didn't. You don't. My God,
you're out of the band.
That's a movie too.
Here's the thing, man. You know what? We try to stack so much in because it's like there's so much content, and I don't want this just to be like a podcast where you just hear the thing. I want the photos, the videos, the reference, so people at home can go, "Wow, I get what he's talking about." Who's on the phone? Sometimes if you show up late, you don't know. So I try to get all that, but it's a lot because we can't talk through the window, and these dudes are, you know what I mean. Every week is someone different, and we got the files, so we do the best we can, man. And we have it's like that. It's a good time, but there are some technical difficulties. I'll say that we need a solid producer. You know what I mean? That's on it full time. But moving forward, like I said,
maybe they're intimidated by a black guy in there.
You know.
All right, these are just jokes.
No way.
So
they wanted me to search you real quick. I was like, no, he's good.
That's it, right? We're running your plates right now, bro. So I'm
glad we didn't get searched. It would have been a different show.
We're going to be dusting this later here.
It would have been like the other shows on this station.
Don't do that.
Speaking of police stuff, you did Serpico.
I did, man.
Yeah, tell me about that.
But that was the TV show and not the movie.
Right.
No, he was too,
Yeah, you guys did your homework. Serpico. I forgot about Serpico. I did Serpico. I did a lot of TV shows, man, and a lot of people remind me of what I did, and I'm like, okay.
No, one of my main.
Tell me what else, but because you did classics, I don't want to give it away, but you did. You were in a. I mean, I'll bring up the IMDb if you want.
I know I did. Car Wash, Happy Days, What's Happening, White Shadow.
White Shadow. We were just talking today. Yeah. My man had the Carver jersey. What? He told me, the guy who has a show here, Todd. He does a show here with Dave from. Here I go, trying to do many things.
Dave Ronberg. Like Dave. Oh yeah, that Dave.
How many Daves do a show here? Dave Navarro. How many shows?
Todd Newman.
You're out of the band too.
Dave Ronberg.
My neighbor was on
that
show.
Dave like Stupid.
Hey, Joe, you know that guy?
Bro, you know it's exactly.
What about Tom, Dick, and Harry?
Bro, you don't know.
But it was only I did like two episodes. I played Coolidge's brother. And it was an episode when the house burned down.
Coolidge was the man, too.
Bro. Good guy, too.
That was a great show.
We kept in touch for a long time.
That was a good show. But let me tell you about that show real quick. I got the DVD of that. It doesn't play well. I'm telling you, if you look, not that your episode, I'm sure it was great. But when you look back, no, seriously, it's a big deal. When I watch the Bad News Bears, it still plays well. Right. It still is like, it's like when I was a kid, I listened to Kiss records. Now I listen, it's not intimidating. It's not hard rock. It's like soft rock. I hate to say that if you're a Kiss fan, because I'm a Kiss fan. But it's not scary like it was in '76 when you're 10. When I watch The Bad News, it rings true. When I watch some of the Carver High, it plays like a sitcom. It's very very soft topics and not,
corny.
It's like you have a warm, fond memory of it, but it's not. A few episodes in, you're not going to watch the whole 5-season DVD set. You're just like, I'm good. I get the gist. That was it.
I have a fond memory for you guys.
Yeah.
Check the video screen.
Oh, that's nice. Let's see if we got it.
Oh.
Tons of you up there, Ahmed.
We want the baseball one. And you got the voice on while the video's playing, man. You guys, I swear, out of the band.
Hey, how come you're not wearing your clothes?
Don't deserve to wear no uniform. You get away from here, Buttermaker.
This ain't your tree. Anybody can climb up here.
Just leave me alone.
Keeping your family waiting, you know.
Can't face him.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Ears, that's why. Easy fly balls.
There's nothing easy about those fly balls, Ahmed. They were tough chances. The sun was in your eyes.
Don't give me any of your hunky bullshit, Buttermaker. I know they were easy.
Let's not bring race into this, Ahmed. We got enough problems as it is. Anyway, your brothers will understand.
No, they won't. They would never make flubs like that. They were all big athletes. When they were my age, they were captains of all their teams and great players. And I'm not. I'm lousy at football, lousy at basketball, and I'm lousy at baseball. And I'm quitting the whole damn thing.
Thank God Hank Aaron didn't act like this.
What?
Don't give me that wad. You know what I'm talking about.
What you talking about?
The 42 errors.
42 errors.
Come off it, will you, Ahmed? Stop pulling my leg. You know what I'm talking about. You know all about Hank Aaron. His first year in Sandlot ball, he committed 42 errors. He was 9 years old. Broke his little heart. He damn near quit. Thank God for us he didn't. There'd be no great old number 44.
Buttermaker, you're so full of...
It's common knowledge, for crying out loud. Ask Ogilvy. I'm surprised you didn't know that. He's your favorite player, too. Wow. Kind of ruins my plans. I was thinking right around the third or fourth game you'd be switch hitting. I figured with your speed, right side of the plate, those few extra steps you get, you'd be a tough out.
I mean, what a scene, but holy shit. I mean, is it the whole movie book?
Really?
Oh, Maron. That was a great scene.
Thank you.
I want to see the underwears. No Bruno.
I got them.
No Bruno.
I ain't wearing them, though, man. I don't even...
Hey, I asked nicely, man.
But did you see my arm? How skinny was I?
Man.
Damn.
You know what? That scene is everything. And I told you during the break, but when I was 7 years old, my parents took me to T-ball, and I quit after one, was it a class? I don't know. I quit after one game because I didn't know how to play. And if I would have seen that movie, I think it really would have kept me going.
Well, that was he got the Jedi mind trick, man. He threw it on you like that. He threw the Hank Aaron in your face. You were like,
yeah.
Huh?
And it showed that Buttermaker had a heart.
Yeah, and speaking of that scene right there, it really was my favorite scene. Nice. You know, because it was one-on-one with Walter, and it was just it was special.
It's really
It was naked in the tree.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
took some
that's
cojones.
what we're doing now. All of us are doing after the show.
Cool,
but right now we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back with more Bad News Bears and Erin Blunt. That was me.
Great arm. Who is that kid, anyway?
Of course he's got a great arm, Buttermaker. He's the best athlete in the area. But you don't understand. That's Kelly Leak. You guys talking about Kelly Leak?
Yeah.
That dude is a bad mother. He's talking about a loan shark. I borrowed a nickel from him last week. He said if I didn't give him a dime by Friday, he'd break my arm.
Es un bandido. I don't know what he's talking about, but I like him. He's got balls. Why screw around, you guys? If the guy can play ball, he can play ball. I mean, let's get him on the team.
That's the way to go. Come on, man.
This is for Allah, and it's going way out there, sucker.
Let's go, Steve.
Steve, get him, Steve! Go, block, go! All right!
Beauty!
What? You beat up the butt.
Just smart play, man.
Yeah, that was the one, man. I don't know if I missed it. Did I miss it the second?
Hey, it's even better the second
These
time.
guys are shaking their heads, man. Yo, watch when I wrap this up, though. So that's my scene. I mean, that obviously the naked doo-doo scene is a great scene. It's a tearjerker, but that one is saying something. That's pizzazz. That's like what you that's hip hop. That's some
swag.
people and stuff.
Swag
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
like what
Yeah.
putting that out there.
Babe Ruth, boom,
and it's going to Allah. That was
Right.
it because, like you said, in the '70s, man, you were saying something.
Yeah,
It
Black Panthers.
wasn't baby Jesus. It was you
Unheard
putting
of.
it out there for Allah. So
Right.
that's what's up. I'm gonna have you. You got to sign the ball. I'm gonna
Definitely.
appreciate you put that on there.
I
as
got to
well.
bring my House of Pain albums.
Hey.
Oh yeah,
let's
you have
do
to
it.
sign my bat I keep in my car too.
Why do you keep a bat in your car?
Self-protection.
There it is.
Hey,
Is that okay?
it's good for now.
Hey, if she got a glove in there.
right.
Or we can play ball.
Yeah.
There it is.
Clean it up.
So this is our last segment. Usually in the last couple, we want to talk about moving forward. So you're a DJ,
I am.
and that's what you've been doing. I mean, music's your thing.
Right.
All right, tell me about it.
Well,
I mean,
I'm still acting too. Doing. Did the West Wing. That was when I first got back into it.
Right.
Did The Office. About 3-4 seasons of The Office.
Nice.
I'm doing Sons of Anarchy. I'm the prison guard that brings Otto in. That's a
Nice.
great show too.
yeah, we are.
So I do things like that, but the small parts. But the music I love music. So I've been DJing at clubs and doing private parties that people hire me. If they paying, I'm playing.
That's it.
And I love it because it's instant gratification. I'm doing a movie. 20 years later, somebody say, "I like the movie."
Right.
That's great. But from a dance floor, I can see people partying right there and sweating, and I can make them do it. I was like, it's a rush.
Nice.
Yeah.
So-
Now, what kind of music do you play? We can all assume, but
Right. You assume right. I play country western. No,
I do. I told you, bro. Outlaw country, man. Hey,
I play everything, man. The only thing I don't play is probably country western. I play, gospel, hip hop, R&B, techno, trance, dubstep.
But what's your lane? I mean, what's your thing? I mean, that obviously, like
I'm a hip hop head, man.
Okay,
but
that's what's
I'm a hip hop head, but I like reggae and I really like classic rock, man. Because I grew up on that. So
see, that's him.
Steel
the classic.
Pulse.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
his
Steel
stuff,
Pulse
yeah.
is my favorite.
He likes that.
reggae
That's the
joint.
reggae
But I like it
bullshit.
because it's British reggae.
Yeah.
So it's got a little
that's
different.
that roots though, that real roots.
Love it.
I love that dance hall. The roots is good.
Jimmy
but,
Cliff.
Bounty
Yeah.
Hunter.
Right.
Yeah. But see, I get Gregory Isaacs in my man. When I heard Gregory Isaacs, I fell in love with the roots of reggae, man. Because Gregory Isaacs, man, I was just rolling like, just Gregory down. So that's what got me into reggae.
All
Gregory
right.
Isaacs.
And with hip hop, I mean, is it classic hip hop, '90s hip hop,
Everything.
today's hip hop?
Everything.
Because I don't understand today's hip hop. Maybe you could help me out because I'm lost.
I don't dislike today's hip hop, but I just don't. It's not my type of. It's not my era, and it's
Right,
like if I grew up eating hot dogs and corn chips every day for 20 years, and then somebody brings me caviar after all that time, and I say, just get this shit out of here. Well, that's because I'm used to a certain thing. Well, our era was hip hop, and the way it was, and the new hip hop is what the new generation is vibing off of.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So it works.
It's a form of hip hop, just like
Right.
what in the '90s what we was doing is a form of hip hop. But
Right.
to me, the classics it's way different from whatever. And I'm not gonna throw nobody under the
definitely,
bus, but
definitely.
I don't even recognize it anymore. So I'm actually
you shouldn't,
with
though.
you on the classic rock tip.
Right.
I mean, I grew up in the '70s too. I mean, if you didn't, especially being a white boy, it was like if you didn't toe the party line and do the status quo.
Right.
Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, like
Cheap Trick.
you could get
Right.
it could be a problem. You know what I mean? If you like disco, it was Disco Dan. I'd fight behind that. People call me Disco Dan. I first came out here. You know what I
Double
mean?
D.
It's a problem. Listening to Devo or even like
The Ramones.
could get you beat up.
Yeah,
you know?
but see, you're but that's what I'm
And then
saying.
the world-
though. It's
changed,
It's
you know?
even now, rock and roll has changed.
Well, yeah, it must have been.
No,
like,
of course.
it doesn't
But
sound
I'm
the
just
same.
saying when people say hip hop now, I always want to know what era is their era, and it depends on some people they embrace the new hip hop, whether it's Drake or Lil
Wayne.
Weezy or whatever. I don't even know. You could put $1 million in a briefcase and play the song and say, "Tell me the thought," and you can have the $1 million,
Yeah.
and I'd be like. I wouldn't know because
Yeah,
I don't.
well,
I'm
it's-
that disconnected from hip hop.
Right.
And I say that with a little bit of like pride. Not
And-
because
and-
just because the same reason I wouldn't watch the Bad News Bears 2008 version.
And I get
It's
you.
like,
We're
I'm not
here on that.
fucking with that, and I
Right.
don't really curse on my show, but I'm gonna say, hey, I don't fuck with that because it's not it. It was so good what you did, and it was so good the '90s hip hop. Not that this ain't
80s and
good.
90s.
You can't
Oh,
relate.
of course,
You
but
just
I'm saying that the golden era of hip hop, I would rather not even mess with that
Right.
because it's not even close to me. And I was wondering if you feel the same way. And I noticed
I feel the same way, but I understand. It's like, like Chris Rock say, you shouldn't hit a woman, but I understand.
He might be the cop, but watch her.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
She got the bat too.
I know.
But and I understand. I like the 80s and 90s hip hop because that's what I grew up on. Right. But I understand, Kendrick Lamar. I understand what they're doing now, Drake, and it works.
So you saying he's the king of New York too?
I think what me and my buddies had this discussion. Right. You got. I mean, there's Eminem. There's Andre 3000. There's Kendrick Lamar. You can't really say he's the king.
Well, he said he was the king of New York.
I think, and he did that just.
But did he mention my name or not?
Not at all. And I was pissed off about that. Because I was going to call him and tell him.
There's an online meme of K Solo. He used to box.
Right.
And it said Kendrick Lamar. He mentioned my name or not?
Right. I heard.
He got that ice grill like, nah, I didn't say nothing about you, dog. and that's a running gag. But for him to say that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, there is new hip hop. When I heard Exhibit A by and I'm just I got.
But it was
so
kind of
many
like
things.
our parents when they first heard punk rock, they were used to the real rock, and then punk rock came out like, what the hell is this, man? They can't relate to that.
But that's
that's different. You're talking about two different genres now, rock to punk rock. I'm talking about straight hip hop.
Right.
I think. On that line, it shouldn't be called hip hop anymore. It should be called another level of what hip hop started at now because I don't recognize it. It's pop hop. Yeah, that's it. I like that.
By him saying the king of New York, I think it wasn't a diss. I think it was more or less to rustle feathers to make people do their thing.
And he did. I wouldn't even know his name if he didn't. And I said, with all due respect to him, I'm not on it like that. So I don't even. I've heard his name in passing, but I wouldn't know when he said that. Everybody's like, like. New York City,
and that's the beauty of it.
It was like a salsa commercial. We heard, we're like,
the bad news,
because he did his job.
The Bad News Bears would not have been the Bad News Bears if they weren't playing the Yankees. Brandon Cruz played the hell out of that part to make it a rivalry. It had to be the conflict. If there's no conflict there, it's just a movie about people playing baseball. Right, so the conflict made it even more significant.
Yeah, it was a fuck you saying, I'm the new king of New York. What about it?
Oh, he made a curse word on the air. I never heard that before. Hold on. Let's
document that down. Let me write this down.
Document that time. So where can we see you? I mean,
Man, I am
on Facebook. I know you're on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. If anybody wants to hit me up on Facebook, it's Erin, ERIN, DJ Alcatraz Blunt.
That's it.
DJ Alcatraz is my name because I keep people locked on the dance floor, and you can't escape Alcatraz.
Wow.
So
the Rock.
Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. Call my cell number if you got a party. I'm doing it, but I like people. I'm a people person. I didn't get in this business to make money. I got in this business because I was fortunate enough to have a face that was ugly enough to be on TV, and people liked seeing me. So I met people, a lot of good friends, all the Bears, my great friends, almost like family. So it's like I didn't do this for the money. I did it because it was something I was apparently good at, but I wasn't acting. I was just having fun.
Well, listen, man, I know, like I said, you got to check the schedule, but I hope, you can make it next week. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but if not...
Put me on the spot, bro.
I want to get you and Brandon and a few other heads, and we'll get together, we'll hang out, we'll do some stuff.
That's
we just met tonight, but I feel it's like that.
Man,
it's like family right there.
Sure.
And I feel like, we should build. You know what I'm saying?
And next time I'll get even more relaxed and hang out a little bit more.
Hey, you want to see the doo-doo-doos next time?
Yes.
Hey, and if you get pulled over, you could say my name.
Matter of fact, give me a picture of your license.
Hey, there it is. That's it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, another Delta Bravo show. One for the. You're gonna get him a bump out or what?
Give me a bump.
Damn.
Come on, let's do it.
Dropped the ball on that one.
That's it.
So I'm just learning how you do
the Bad News Bears episode. Erin Blunt. We're the Delta Bravo team.
Week, Bob's Espresso Bar for Danny Boy's birthday.
North Hollywood, California. It's an art show. It's all the above. Check us out on Facebook. Shout out to my man Wise Not. Shout out to my man Brooks Maybe.
Thank you,
and
Brandon
the 2 dudes behind the board. You're out of the band. We'll see you guys next week. Mr. T, thanks for the call, man. Yo, the cutest kid in the world. We put it on the page. Check us out, Facebook. We're out of here.